Good afternoon. Welcome to our Saturday 2 o'clock training. My name is Mary Hollingshead, and I am an executive director with LifeWave. And I'm going to take you along on my boot camp leadership um, story. I'm going to call it a story. I love to tell stories. You guys know I love to tell stories. And when this picture I wanted to share with all of you because this was when we went to Utah. Live long, live well, live young. And I got to sit on the famous couch at the LifeWave headquarters. But I'm going to be talking tonight about our leadership in our boot camp. And when you go to this leadership, and I'm hoping by the time I get done with this presentation, all of you are going to raise your hands and want to go to this boot camp. Did someone hit the thing? Because I'm still talking about this one. Sorry. Um, you don't go alone. You definitely want to go with your team. And you can see here that we went with our team. So there's Debbie, Elsie, and Myrna. We had the best time. And I'm going to be introducing them at the end, and they can share with you some of their tips and some of their what they got out of the leadership boot camp. Anyway, so follow along with me as I tell the story. So once we got to Florida, there was a Thursday night business presentation, and it was different business presentation than I expected. You can see the room is about half full. I took that picture because Debbie and I had a guest coming, and I wanted to show them that there was seats still available. And I believe that that's Debbie and Myrna and Elsie sitting there. So it was about 500 of us, and surprisingly, there was over 100 SPDs along with the elites. So they started the presentation with Jarrett, and then from Jarrett went into testimonials. And you could see the four ladies that are up in the front of the room. The one that's holding the mic is the mother of the girl right next to her. I'm going to just tell a real quick story about this one. The mother was trying to get the daughter to wear the patches because she was very sick. I think she was sick around the age of between 12 and 16. I don't remember the exact age. And she was very, very sick. By the time she got into her 18 or 19, she kept telling her mother, no, 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 I'm not going to wear those patches. Any of you have children? I'm going through that. That's what they say to you. But they finally told her there was nothing else they could do for her. So she finally let her mother patch her. Where this story goes is not only did the girl allow her mother to patch her, on Saturday at the leadership, she became an SPD. I get the chills telling you. I don't know about you, but I just got the chills. I can't wait till I can have my children as SPDs in my business. Then they did a slide presentation, pretty much like what we do, the LifeWave with David Schmidt and all that was very good. They did a product presentation. But the interesting thing is now, I left the room. I was coughing so hard. I left the room for 5 minutes. When I came back in, they were already asking how many guests were standing up. And they're telling the guest that anybody that signs up and becomes a brand partner for $25 or buys a package, you can come for the weekend for free. Remember, this event was $125. So they were inviting the guests for free. But you know what? I said to Debbie, didn't they do a business presentation? Didn't they do the compensation plan? And Deb said no. So there was no, that was shocking to me. So they were inviting people to join the business, and they called this a business presentation, and they didn't even show the plan. I just thought I'd share that. I thought that was interesting. So now we're into Friday morning. When we get there, the boot camp was all about leadership. So they basically laid it out the way that I have it up there. The L was for lay the foundation. E was to embark on your business and make your names list. A was for act out your why. The D was develop your story, establish the consistent income producing activities. R for retention, keeping your team engaged, and the S for setting and achieving goals. H was for honoring your team's success, and the I was inspired leadership in your team, and P was producing massive action. That's pretty much straightforward. We've all heard these things, and then from there, that was what we were learning the whole weekend. So then what they wanted us to do is write your current and future why. Develop your story, create a micro story. This is who you are. Use your formula on creating curiosity and connect the 3 V's to help you. So they want you, when you're creating this why, is to visualize it, value it, and voila. After you get done creating that one, they wanted us to create a unique 90-second elevator pitch. And this one, you're going to be calling to action. What I take from that is when you're giving your presentation at the end, you're actually going to say to people, if you know anybody or yourself is, lacking sleep or needs more energy or wants to regenerate their stem cells, give me, let me know, get in touch with me, however you want to close it. But that's pretty much what they were teaching us. Now we're going to go into what makes an impactful story. Who do you think that is? It's you. The more general, the more relatable, the more you make it emotional and make it a life-changing statement, people are going to be impacted by your story. And I love this picture, so I asked Vicki to put it in. Here's Marcy. Why? Based on her core desires. She actually broke her down over years. Her first year was to live. The second year was to pay the bills. The third year was for financial freedom. And fourth was to invite on. I'm sorry, mine's so small now I can't read it. I was able to read it. But she goes on just sharing her whole story. I apologize, I just can't see it. So after that, it was products by Dr. Stacy. And most of you can see they even had the centralized on there. So she did talk about that. And then she talked about each of these patches. But the key that I got out of this was, I've never heard this before until this training, that the X39 is like the mother and the X49 is like the daughter. I thought that was an interesting fact, so that's why I wrote it down. Well, those of you that know me, this is my favorite part, is recognition. So out of those 500 to 600 people, I bet you there was about 200 managers. They just went on and on and on, going across the stage. And unfortunately, by the time I figured out where Debbie and Myrna was, they were gone. So I videotaped it, and I'm going to share that with you in a minute. But this picture is Elsie high-fiving Geraldo, because by then I figured out how they were doing it. And then also that afternoon, they did the senior directors. But here I want to show you what I captured. And you see right now, Debbie and Myrna are down the steps. But anyway, those that know me know I love recognition. So the other thing I wanted to share is that during recognition, what I would recommend, we're going to go as a team in the future. I hope a lot of you are going to join us. I would recommend 2 or 3 people take pictures, and then the rest go off stage and create a train. My God, guys, it was so neat coming down the steps, and all the SPDs are high-fiving you and telling you what a great job you did and everything. That was so, to me, this is me. I love recognition. So all during the event from Thursday all the way until Saturday afternoon, prizes. So when you got there at the event, they handed you a raffle ticket, and they gave us a book and they gave us a pen, and they also gave us the newest product, centralized in the morning and the evening samples. So for that $125, you were able to win prizes and get the gifts I just told you about, and they included lunch. It was so worth $125. But during these prizes, they gave away hats, shirts, gifts, and then they also gave us books, but a lot of sleeves. It was a lot of fun waiting to hear your number if you got called. And out of all of us, Myrna was the one that won a gift. So now it was lunchtime. I only put this up because, Guy, it was a buffet and it was healthy food. I will share with you that this was the first time that I did not fall asleep after lunch because we didn't eat anything heavy, hard carbs. You can see I only put a bread, but that was the only carb I had. The rest was all good, nourishing food. I'll tell you, that meat, it melted in your mouth. But we wanted to go outside to get some fresh air. So you can see there's Debbie, Elsie, and Myrna and I, and we went outside, like I said, to get some fresh air and be around the pool. So pretty much right after lunch, they started a challenge. And I'm telling you guys, this challenge was so exciting. So the way that they explained it to us was that we were in a contest. And in this contest, we had to go up to 5 people we didn't know, either bring our business card or have a patch or have something that says LifeWave. We had to take a selfie with them and we had to have them hold the item. And again, we had to introduce ourselves. So let me go through this challenge with you from my pictures. So the girl in the middle was our waitress for the right before dinner. And she said she had her picture taken with so many people. You know what was interesting? Nobody told her who we were, what we were, or gave her a business card. So Debbie and Myrna and I and Elsie, we were talking to her. So she did get my business card. And the other 2 people were friends of mine that met me there Friday night. And I thank Debbie and Elsie and Myrna because they helped me talk to her. I've been trying to show her the business for a couple years now. And she drove up 3 hours to come see me. And then I was not able to meet with her because I was in a dinner with the SPDs. So anyway, but I want to tell you quickly about this. So the one guy on the right is our Uber driver. So he was doing Ubering at the hotel, and I wound up talking to him, asking him to get a picture, and he wound up being our Uber driver to take us to the airport on Saturday. So that really nice guy. So I think that was Victor. The other guy on the left, the reason I want to share that story is I was telling those 2 guys, of course, I needed a picture. But the other thing that I was telling them was they said they got their pictures again taken with everybody, but nobody was giving them the business card and nobody was asking for their information. And I was telling them about the lobster story. And I said, lobsters can live, they don't age. And I said, and they can live as long as they don't get killed by predators. And I said, so they can live long. And he looked it up and he said to me, by the way, Google says they live over 100 years. So I've changed my story now, even though David Schmidt says they do not age and they can live forever. I changed my story now and at least say they live over 100 years. It's more believable, and then I'm not going to get questioned on Google. So then the next, that right after the challenge, this must have been Saturday. I'm thinking this was Saturday. Um, and by the way, back on that challenge, we all have to do that challenge. Like that is something that you can do. Um, you can do that challenge every day if you want, and just tell people, I'm in a contest. I have to talk to 5 people, and you can be one of my 5. Would you be one of my 5? It's that easy. And I will tell you, the morning this was now um, Saturday morning, because we had to have the contest done by 10 o'clock. And Chuck, who was driving in with Debbie and I, said he didn't do it. So when we got to the airport, we ran up to 5 people with luggage and said, we need to find 5 people for Chuck. Would you be willing to do a contest for him and get a picture with him? They said, I'll do it. And then he says to his friend, you do it. He needs 5 people. Right then and there, Chuck had all 5 people done in less than 2 minutes. That's how fun it was with this contest. And for all of us that did it, we got we're getting a sleeve of Eon. So you guys can make it as simple as give away 3 sleeves, to your team for everybody that does the contest, or you could give them a sleeve of Eon. Fun, fun, fun. So that morning, they spent a lot of time giving out prizes to people that told their stories. That was a lot of fun. Now I'm going to get into the next part of the thing. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm making sure that I am following my notes. So then they talked about building a traveling tribe. We've already done it. So when we went to Utah, if you look on the right, you'll see it was me, David, Vicky, Maria, and Ed. And we have been traveling together anyway with this business. And then you can see in the middle, we had so much fun getting ready for the Utah. This was when we went to Utah to see the corporate tour. And by the way, everybody needs to get there too. And then off to the left, you can see that it was our team that was there. And that was Elsie, Debbie, Myrna. But we also ran into Riff, who's on Nikki's team. So we got this picture to make sure we could show all of you, everyone that was there. The other thing was they asked us to create a vision board. So you can see that on the right, I have a Neff. You're right, Vicki. His name was Neff. Did I say? I probably said Net, right? It's Neff. And again, he was from Nikki's team. I saw Nikki just got on, so I thought I'd throw that in. But Nikki, we got a picture with Neff. The vision board. There's my vision board. This was something that we did with the Wave, the women of the Wave. So I thought I'd share with you guys. They talked about creating a vision board because what you put in vision happens. The other thing is creating an accountability group. So they put together every week, they put their leaders together and they do weekly calls. And it's with their team. And they said, this is short. This is not a long hours and hours. It's very short. They talk about who ranked up, who got who's a new rank, who ranked up. They also talk about points. So I would gather what they're doing is encouraging everybody to take advantage of the trips that we have, and we can earn points and seeing how many points. They also talked about producing activities. They also talked about BV, and they also talked about creating a book club. So they highly recommend that you guys read. Leaders are readers, is what they kept saying this weekend. And they really encouraged us to read books. So the next part of the weekend was the leadership accountability, and they were explaining to us how they build their business. So they went, it was Janine that was interviewing all of them, and all of them said 1 or 2 tips for us. So I'm going to go through their tips. So you want to take a brand new brand partner and teach and train until they become a senior director. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit more details of how she does this. Love it, love it. So you become a brand partner, and what she'll do is ask you to follow her, be with her, go on appointments, go to her demos, and meet with her 3 to 4 times a week in person if they live near each other until she becomes a senior director. Then once they become a senior director, you ask them to do that with their team. Not only is she doing this with one, she does this with 2, 3, 4. Every brand partner she brings in, they go out together, and she's teaching them teamwork, that you're not alone in this business. I love this tip. The other thing that she shared that I loved was start with your names list. You know when she does it? As soon as she brings them in the business. Congratulations, you are now a brand partner. Give me 10 names. Now, we're all used to this. If you've been in other businesses, some of us don't like this, but listen to what she does next. Out of those 10 people that you want to be in business with, get me 4 of them that I can talk to in the next 24 hours. I don't want you to tell them anything. I just want you in 24 hours, find me 4 people that say yes and want to have a phone call with me. I'll do the talking, and I will start building your business. This is how you have a person ready to build. I just love it. Now, here's my next favorite leader that explained this one. 3 things to teach your brand new partner. She looks at her brand new partners as her children. They're like a baby. And what is the first thing that you have to do as a mother or a father? You got to teach them to crawl. Well, the only way that when they crawl, they're going to become a manager. That's what she called her managers. Then they need to walk. And if you're going to walk, you're going to turn into a director. Then the next thing you got to teach them is how to run. And she says the one that's ready to run is her senior director. Another lady got up, and her tip was, not only do you need to become a manager, you need to create yourself a manager over and over and over again. 20 times 20 is what she was saying. And she said, you either do it in a week, you either do it in 2 weeks, or you can take a month. And it doesn't matter if it takes you 90 days. And you all know to become a manager, how many people do you need? You need 4 people. So she says, make yourself a manager and go make managers. And they can be your managers besides helping your team create managers. Because why? Why? Most important part. People do what you do. So if you can sit there and say, I made myself a manager 20 times, you know that you personally have made a big group. So now we're going to talk about leaders, because now they were talking about the leaders all becoming leaders. How do you get to know your own leaders? They recommend you do weekly contact, know their goals, meet the leaders where they are, guide them to where they want to go, not where you want them to go, but where they want to go, and pass your skill set so that they can pass it on to leaders. How do you honor your leaders' success on the team? They highly recommend to send cards, be personal. You know, I know several of you that are on my team, I sent you a card, and we gave you a flower, and we gave you a name badge. And that was our way to say, thank you for hitting the first step, and that's becoming a manager. They also recommended to give them gifts. Now, these gifts don't have to be expensive. They could be little things. Like you talk to them and you find out, if you're talking to me, you're going to find out my favorite place is Dunkin' Donuts. If I got a $5, $10 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts, that would make me very happy. I would know that somebody paid attention to me. So during your journey with your leaders, pay attention to the small things. They might tell you that they love a pen. They might tell you that they like flowers. Pay attention. They might like plants. These are little gifts that you can give your leaders just to keep letting them know you're paying attention and that you're recognizing their success. Recognition on social media. That one you're going to have to make sure that your leaders want to be recognized on social media. If they do, recognize them. Let people know how proud you are that they're part of your team and that they're ranking up in the business. This one, Vicki and I love special ranking events. So I didn't remember what they said, but Vicki and I remembered the one that stands out for us was, for those of you that have been in a while, to remember the time we went to Liberatories for Lorenzo and Rick flew in to recognize several of us that hit new ranks. And we had a luncheon, we gave gifts. It was so much fun. This is something that we could bring to our team again, is doing special ranking events. Now they talked about being a servant leader. This is somebody that serves into the community, setting examples to others. When you hear about a servant leader, immediately I think of Lorenzo and also Pastor Ed and Vicki. There are servant leaders. They're always helping us. They're always there for us, and they're leading us on our team. Incredible leaders do these things to build their business. You travel the world to teach and train. I will tell you, that excites me. That's what I want to do. We already do this. You hold Zooms, you do conference calls with your leaders, have presentations and present to their people, and we do this too. I know you all do this, send emails, texts, spend quality time and energy with your leaders. The most important thing is right now what I'm going to share with you. You need to be speaking from your heart. Be genuine. Tell the truth. Have integrity. Be yourself. Be honest with your team. Keep it simple. Drive your business with tremendous energy. And remember, every day practice. Start in prayer and end in prayer. I also include give thanksgiving. Also be patient and also be persistent. Persistent is the key, just like being consistent. I'm going to read this to you slow, and I'm going to read it to you 2 times. Huge goals are broken down into the types of things you do each day. By the end of the month, massive things have been accomplished, which leads to massive success. Try to hear this again. Huge goals are broken down into the types of things you do each day. By the end of the month, massive things have been accomplished, which leads to massive success. Leaders are readers. I said that before. Here's some of the books. I'm sorry about the screenshot. I was sitting in the very, very back, and I'm talking about right next to the door because of my cough. And but so this isn't the greatest picture, but take a look at it. The books that they recommend was Path to Wealth, The 4 Agreements, Listen for Success, The Servant, The Science of Getting Rich, Think and Grow Rich, and The Power of 5. I've read 3 of these books, and I would definitely recommend those books. The other book I like to give to my team is The Pipeline. And if anybody hasn't read that and they're on my team, I would love to share it with you because I have 6 copies of it. So we could get it going. And that's probably the first book I want to start with. Leaders lead by example. You're going to read the books. I'm sorry, someone's sending me a message, so I'm getting a little distracted. So let me start again. Leaders lead by example. Read the books, do the work, earn the trips, reach the new ranks, reach your new income levels. I'm sorry, I'm catching up with my leaders. Stay connected. You want to be a weekly leadership meetings. You want to have weekly leadership meetings. You want to have weekly product training. You want to have weekly patching parties or events. I know on our team, we're going to be starting quarterly. And I'm sorry, Vicki and Ed are going to start the first one, and David and Linda are going to be doing the second one. So we as a team are going to start doing this. And I believe I'm the third. And I think it's Maria is going to be the fourth. Anyway, we're talking about quarters, by the way, first, second, and third quarter. We also, they also recommend leadership retreats. Now, when I was putting this up, I was talking to Vicki. And by the way, Vicki, thank you so much for helping me put this presentation together. It took us a couple hours, but we did it. But we were talking along the way. And I was saying to her, what do you think a leadership retreat is? You know, a retreat for me, I think of religious, spiritual, you know, pilgrimage. We started giggling because she says, I think of a spa day. You know what? We're going to create a woman's spa night or weekend, and the men can go on their own spa or do what they want to do. But we should do a woman's weekend. And first thing I thought of was Hershey Park. Hershey Hotel has a chocolate spa day. I would love to do that. And then Vicki says, you know what though? I'm going to put her on the spot. We should ask Myrna, because this is right up her alley, is doing spas. So something to think about. Vicki and I want to do it. So if anybody wants to go with us on a ladies spa weekend, let us know. Okay, so now Peter was the one that closed out the weekend. And I got to talk to him privately. So this was something he shared with me, and I want to share it with all of you. Identify 3 people who want to lead by example on each side. Focus on 6 people who want to build like SPDs. Duplicate you. He really he really complimented Pastor Ed and Vicki. He says everywhere he goes, he sees our team. And he says he's so happy because all of us come up and say hi to him. What a great gentleman. I'm telling you, he shared this with me, and it was how he said it that really touched my heart. And he said, once you find these 3 people, Mary, that duplicate yourself, and you get one on your right and get one on your left, that SPDs, you will be building SPDs. Then he was talking on the stage about rapid change. Be calm and cool. Learn to adapt. Teach your team to do the same. You're going to have days when everything is cool, but you're going to have days when it's not. And he just said you need to adapt, and you need to teach your team it's going to be ups and downs. It's okay. Just stay cool and calm. He also kept stressing massive actions is change yourself. Work on your heart. Fix the things you know you need to change. Fix yourself. You can't lead or build a business if you've got flaws. If you know what your flaws are, go get help and go make the change within. And I wanted to leave you guys with these. These are my notes. Come to the events with your team. Bring your leaders and brand partners to this leadership boot camp. You do not want to go alone. Make sure that the next boot camp in Dallas, Texas, that you go and bring your team. Don't miss on any of the boot camps, and always come with someone, especially from your team. The next part I'm going to share with you is what I got to experience, and I hope that all of you can do the same. And that is to be invited to the dinner. They sent me an invite at 2 o'clock on my email. I didn't even look at my email. 4 o'clock, they're saying, by the way, anybody senior, director, and above is invited to a special dinner. So I also got dinner, and it was even better than the lunch. And so you can see this is my group. And so what happened is we had dinner, and then all of a sudden, they come around and they say, you're number 2, you're number 4, you're number 1. They went 1 to 4 and they created 4 groups. We had about 30 or 40. These groups are senior directors and all the way up to senior presidential directors and elites. And if you look on my team, there's a lot of SPDs there. They came over to us and said, in 10 minutes, we want you guys to think of a song, have a leader that lip syncs it, and then the rest of you are going to dance or do action to the song. You guys got 10 minutes. This was a challenge for us because all of them wanted to be leaders. I was like, wait. We got to find one leader because they were all talking. Everybody had ideas. Our team did come up with a song very quickly. I don't know if you guys can see the actions, but we did YMCA. We all said this will be easy and we can get it done in 10 minutes. So this picture is my team. Somebody must have took this picture for me. I didn't even know it was my team until I saw myself in it. But now let me share with you what the other teams did because I could take videos. This was so much fun, guys. I can't wait. So the next time you get the leadership, make sure you're a senior director or above. You can tell that leader is Dr. And I will tell you, they lost. Are they drinking or what? Are they drinking?
All right, so the bound to the Trump.
That was our leader coming up to us telling us, okay, we need to reorganize. We need to do this better. So that was what he was doing because you could see they were off. Wait till you see the next one. It's a very short video. These were the winners, and you'll know why.
So we're doing the stamp. You got
that? You can see it's Marcy. He made them redo it, so they got to do theirs over. Wait, watch, guys. Recognize the song. They won. Everybody was clapping. What a clever event. What a wonderful thing to be invited to. I'm telling you guys, this was so much fun. I got to meet so many SPDs, and that's why during this whole presentation, I was popping up pictures, show you guys all the people I was getting to meet just because being invited to this dinner. So here's our team. This was our first convention, and this was our second, I believe. Yes, it was. And then this was our third. And as we always say, thank you for coming to this training. I hope that you were able to learn something. I hope you enjoyed my stories. And I hope that you're able to join us on our next leadership boot camp. And what I'm going to do now, and I did it under 45 minutes, Ed, note that we have a bet that I couldn't do it because I had over 30 some videos. I mean, slides. So he said I'd never be able to do it. What I want to do next is bring up Myrna. Myrna, if you can bring yourself up and share any tips that you would like to share with us. You're muted. You're muted.
No, I'm not. Can you
Okay.
hear me? Yeah. So you kind of covered everything, Mary, so I don't really know what to say. So what I will say though is that it was very personal for me. I'm going to make it very personal, and I got very emotional over a lot of things because whatever everybody was saying up there was really ministering to me and all my limited beliefs, right? So our biggest enemy. So I actually don't know who said this. They said heal. Take whatever happened in your past and let it go. So that really ministered to me because our biggest enemy isn't other people, right? Or our circumstances. It's us. It's you, that weak, self-doubting version of ourselves. And every time we say, oh, I can't do this, or you look at these SPDs up there and you're like, how did they do that? I don't know if I can do that. We're reinforcing that weak identity within us. And the only thing stopping us from our highest potential is that mental programming. And I know that I have this mental programming for years because somewhere along the line, somebody did or said something that made me feel not worthless, but just not deserving, not worth, being up there amongst the leaders. So we've got to change that. And Tony Robbins actually puts this really well. He compares it to a thermostat, where when you put a thermostat on 70 and you put it on auto, that's where it stays. So if the temperature goes below 70, the heat's going to kick on, but then when it gets to 70, it's going to stop there, right? So that's kind of like how our mindset is. So we go to these events and we listen to these videos and we learn all this stuff and we're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then we get to a point where, and as Christians, we'll call this the enemy that comes in and says, yeah, remember, you can't do this. You're not deserving of this. And so we go right back to 70, and that's our comfort zone. And so we've got to turn the thermostat up on our beliefs, on our mindset, and take off the auto button so that we don't keep going back to 70, so the heat can just keep going, and we're on fire, right? And so that way we have no limitations. And that spoke to me big time because I do have limitations, and I think we all do. And the other thing is, time is precious. Manage it to your advantage. So that's something I've started to do. Getting up early, guys, it's just amazing how much you can get done in the early hours of the morning. Sometimes I get up at 5. I'll set the clock for 4:30. I don't always get up at 4:30, but at least by 5, I'm out of bed. And I start my day, whether it's prayer, exercise. And I look at the time sometimes, it's like 8:30. I'm like, oh my goodness, in those 3.5 hours, I've got so much done. So that time is precious. Manage it to your advantage is huge. And so on my wall here now, I have a time schedule of when I'm going to do what. And I try pretty much to stick to it every day. And it's been working for me. It's awesome. And like Mary was saying, that little steps every day and massive action brings massive results. But you have to focus on that. You can't just get up in the morning and just let life happen. So that's a big thing I learned from every single one of them that was up there. They were intentional. They were focused. They had their goal. And it was like Vicky, I know that when you used now that you have the pathologist on your thing, you used to have be intentional, and that really ministered to me, believe it or not. As a new person in this team, every time I saw your little square there with be intentional, it really ministered to me, and that's what we have to do, guys. So, and then the other thing that I'll leave you with it again, I don't remember who said it, but it was beautiful. She said, "Be the kind of person who comes into someone's life and makes them see sunshine when they only saw clouds." And believe in them so much that they start believing in themselves. Because we were there, some of us are still there or half there, but we don't believe in ourselves. And we need that encouragement. So when we get there and we do finally say, okay, yeah, I can do this. Now you've got to teach other people to believe in themselves. And that's how our business goes. And so, yeah, I got a lot from this boot camp. It was amazing. And a lot of it was personal, but it was good. It was really
It was,
good.
yes, I agree. It was more of a personal.
Yeah.
But the one thing I wanted to ask you without putting you on the spot is if there was one thing that you could change or do different, what would it be? I think I know what your answer will be, but I'm hoping I'm guiding you towards what it would be.
About the boot camp?
Yep,
Um, gosh, I
I'll
don't
help you.
know.
Don't
Oh,
come alone. Make sure
oh
you
yeah.
have.
Well, I thought you said that. I was going to
I
say that,
did, but I
but you
meant
did
you.
say
I
that.
wanted you to
Yeah,
repeat
no,
that.
definitely. Like, don't, like, for instance, this challenge, if I was there by myself, and I was going by myself, Mary, until I saw on the chat that you guys were going, I'm like, oh, I'm going too. Had I gone there by myself, I probably wouldn't have done that challenge. And it wouldn't have been as productive for me. So yeah, that was another big thing. Don't go to events alone. We're a team and we have to lift each other up and encourage each other. Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
That's where I was trying to guide you. And I see Stephanie watching us. We want you at the next one.
Happy. Yes.
So, and everybody on here, you do not want to miss it. And we're going to keep and inviting you because this is how you build this business. It is not one by one. You do have to work on yourself, but in that boot camp, we were able to work on ourselves besides being part of the team. And I will tell you the one thing I forgot to say because I was so worried I talked too long was when they were high-fiving us and I was going across there and having them high five us, that they made us, and I don't know about you, Myrna, but for me, when they slapped my hands, they treated us
Yeah.
that we were part of their team.
Yeah, they came down
Their,
to our level. They weren't up
yes,
there saying, well, we're SPDs and
right.
no, it was they came down to our level and it was like, hey, we were there once, you can
Yep.
be here. And yeah, it was awesome. It was a family.
That's what the next word, that's what I was getting ready to say. They treated us like family. And they're nowhere near us as in the legs. You know what I mean? It,
Mhm.
we were not part of their team, but we felt like we were, right?
Yeah.
I just can't say it enough. Get to the next boot camp.
Yeah, we really encourage you. It was very, very inspiring to move forward and to believe that we can do this, guys.
Yeah.
We can do this.
And I think what Myrna brought up more than what I did, I gave you a summary, a little taste of everything that we learned. But what Myrna shared with you, which I think is the key, is it was a personal journey for her and it helped her. And it helped her realize, and I tell her this all the time, she is a leader. Doesn't everybody agree? Myrna, you are a leader. And I am so proud of you. And I'm so glad that you're part of our team. So thank you. And I don't think Debbie, did Debbie get on? She told me she might not be able to get on. Anybody see Debbie? Because I can't see everybody. No.
Ed
Okay.
saying no. Yeah.
And then Elsie is busy today. So she's building. That girl, that's a leader too. I'm telling you, Elsie is a leader. She leads by example. But I don't know if you guys, we've got a couple minutes. Ed and Vicky, you want to stop the recording and then if anybody has questions for me, because I did a lot of talking.
I do have a thing that I want to say to you guys, and I want to tell you that I appreciate what you have done. Vicky and I couldn't make it to the boot camp, but I know that you guys will be going representing the team. And I just got to tell you, when I see those leaders, they ask me how you're building, and I say, well, I'm not. It's our team that is
Yeah.
building. I never see myself as an I, even Vicky and I, we never see ourselves as an I. We always see ourselves as a team. And so you guys going over there doing the boot camp, I'm really excited about going to the next one. You really brought that excitement through this presentation. And I want to thank you, Mary. I want to thank you, Myrna, and all the ladies that went there. I'm so excited about what things are to come. And I just had to tell you that it was fun doing the presentation, helping Vicky last night, and you
Oh my
put it
gosh.
together. And
She had a frying pan. And let me tell you, you want to lose weight? You got to go to Vicky's house. He watches everything he puts in his mouth. You crack me up, girl.
she does, and I love her for it. I let her do it, right?
I know you do. I
Because
love you, Vicky.
I gotta say, as fit and as beautiful, not as beautiful as she is, but maybe as fit as she is. So besides that, guys, I want to thank you. Nikki is doing a presentation on Monday at 7 o'clock. And I believe, Nikki, are you doing the new presentation this coming Monday with Dr. Caroline, or that's in the future?
Yes. So this Monday, we're going to start doing a Facebook Live. This Monday, we're just going to basically kind of, no, hopefully we'll see. The goal is no more than 30 minutes. But both her and I just kind of tell our story with the patches and how we got introduced. And then we'll just keep going from there. So, we may just, in the future, just pick like one patch and just talk about the benefits of the different types of patches, but just kind of a back and forth between her and I, conversation style. Obviously, it'll be recorded, so it'll be up on our Facebooks afterwards. But yeah, you can get on the Facebook Lives and like ask questions and different things like that too. So you can invite whoever you want as well. So yeah, I think it'll be really good.
Awesome, awesome. So check our website and our Patched Away. Vicky, you want to say something? I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to say, Mary, I love you too. Myrna, we love you. We love all of you ladies that were there, just enjoying yourselves and just bringing back all this knowledge and information to share with us. And I'm excited because I'm definitely not missing the next boot camp. So yeah, all the tips and everything, have your travel tribe, all that. It's fun. I don't know any other business where you can actually travel, do your business, and enjoy everything that you do. Like, where do you get that? You just don't.
Right.
So I don't consider this work. This is my heart.
Yeah.
I love to help people and I love to be around many people. I just love to enjoy the presence of everyone and all of your recognition, for all your hard work. We just appreciate you all. And honey, thank you for saying yes to LifeWave.
Yes. And I
This
say
is all
thank you,
here because
Maria.
of you, Pastor
Yes,
Ed. This is all here because of you.
we are. And I thank your mom, because if it wasn't for your mom, you wouldn't have met me. And then from there, wow, did we start building a team, because
Yeah.
we found people, like I always say, I find people better than me. You can't get any better than Linda and David. And you're blessed if you find the two of them. All I'm looking for is two more on that side. And then I'm looking for the three on my side. And I know I have one, and she's going to be an SPD with us. So I just need to find two more. And if I could do it, you could do it. Trust me. And I just hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. I was sharing a story with you guys. I really feel like I'm not a trainer, I'm a storyteller. And I was just telling that to Vicky this morning. I really think I'm going to change my title to a storyteller. I don't want to be the recruiter. I don't want to be a trainer. I just want to be a storyteller because stories sell, facts tell. So I hope you enjoyed my journey and my story. We
You did a
enjoyed it.
great job. You did a
We
great job, Mary.
Thank you. Didn't we enjoy it last
You
night?
earned your dinner.
Ed owes me dinner. He wouldn't bet me because I told him I'm going to do it under 35 to 40 minutes. So I went 42.
You did a great job, and I'm just not a betting man, but you did a great job, and I appreciate you. And
He
yes,
said it was going to
we're
be
gonna go
3 hours, guys.
if it was me, that would have been
Yes.
3 hours. But listen, I want to
I do
just
want
one
to
last
wait a
thing.
minute.
Go ahead, Vicky.
When you're done, I just want to say a couple of things before everybody exits the Zoom because they're just reminders when you're finished.
Okay.
The challenge that we were given by LifeWave was an incredible challenge that we continue to do. Just want to let you guys know, we are Nikki and I and David are working, and my wife Vicky are working on a not a presentation, a website that is going to dramatically change the way that we do things. And what I mean by that is that we're going to have all the media that you want. We're going to have all the words that have been given to us by the challenge. And we're going to create it in a way that's not going to be so difficult to enter groups and all that stuff. You're going to have all of that. I've incorporated an AI program into this that Vicky doesn't know about, but I'm so excited to train you guys with it that anybody can use. Really,
Wow.
guys, you know, you're going to make incredible posts that you're going to be blown away. And congratulations, Nikki. She's got her first sale through Facebook. And you know that's exciting because this is the way that we see we're no longer have to be begging for people to come in our business. We're not in the begging business. We're in the sharing business. You know, and what Mary shared with us today was us to be excited to go into the next boot camp, right? What we're talking about today is we're just going to continue to share. We are putting a lot of money into this software and this development, but money to me and Vicky, it doesn't mean anything. What means to us the most is to minister to each and every one of you. So I just want to thank you. Thank you, Mary. Great job. And go ahead, Vicky. And let's close this so that we can close the meeting.
Can I just share one more thing before Vicky goes? This just happened. Okay. I was scared to death to do that live. For one, I was in my pajamas. Two, it was nighttime. Three, I was talking myself out of doing it. There was no way I was going to do a live.
Please
But
don't
I
tell us
found,
where you did it. Don't tell us where it did it. We know where
oh,
it is.
I have
Don't tell us.
to, guys.
All right, let me stop the video. Thank you, guys. God bless you. We'll see you next.